We were discussing how the institutional acceptance of this asset class would force Bitcoin to reach an all-time high, even though everyone else on this channel is pessimistic about the cryptocurrency industry. Guys, we witnessed that exact scenario earlier today. Then, in this video, I want to support our current expectation that XRP will significantly overtake Bitcoin with some numbers, and demonstrate it for you behind the scenes. In this video, folks, we're witnessing just what we would have anticipated for XRP to make this significant catch-up. I would like to present you with the latest statistics that should excite you greatly about what lies ahead. At the beginning of this video, I also want to discuss something really fascinating that has to do with JP Morgan and XRP. Guys, please stay tuned for the entire video, as we cover a lot of ground. We appreciate your support as usual. Greatly treasure this channel. We appreciate everyone who has taken the time to subscribe to the channel and like the videos. It is a huge assistance to me as well. I hope you all enjoy the content I want to start with, and let's get right into it. With the JP Morgan XRP news, as it's a noteworthy development that's undoubtedly being overlooked. As of right now, Ashley Prosper, one of our community members, actually submitted a FOIA request to the SEC earlier this year, requesting any correspondence concerning JP Morgan and the SEC. You might now reasonably ask why. Would JP Morgan be in contact with the SEC? Regarding XRP, one would assume that the SEC would have spoken with JP Morgan about the digital asset and company Ripple, but there would be no communication concerning XRP. We apologize, but we are out of information. We haven't had any correspondence with JP Morgan regarding Ripple or XRP, but that wasn't the response we received either. Ashley Prosper discovered earlier this year that the SEC genuinely possessed more than 2011 records about their conversations with JP Morgan on Ripple and XRP, but the SEC is still refusing to provide that information. The fact that they are discussing XRP and Ripple with JP Morgan is highly intriguing to the public, for obvious reasons. After all, they are evangelists for XRP and Ripple. We're always led to believe that XRP and Ripple are really a few little performers on this vast global banking stage that they truly don't understand that much uptake. They're simply a tiny business, much like the niche payment system, but they consistently refute it and eventually come to light. The fact that JP Morgan would be discussing Ripple and XRP with the SEC indicates that they view these companies as serious competitors to their cross-border payment system. In addition, Ripple has a history of adding high-ranking former Treasury Department officials, BlackRock executives, and other members of the Fed to its board of directors. From these incredibly respectable institutions appear to be trouble-free, departing from their incredibly lucrative and prestigious position to work for a tiny startup called Ripple as merely another thing that, in my opinion, you kind of have to toss into one of those folders and wonder what in the world is actually happening behind the scenes here. What appears to be what's actually happening is that Ripple and XRP have effectively gained a secret network of tentacles within the current traditional banking system. The dominant players in the system began to realize how much progress Ripple and XRP were making, so they contacted their preferred regulator to ask them to slow things down a little bit. While it's disappointing to see that happening in the United States, you could view that as a negative and remark, "Oh, this won't ever be discovered, it hurts. Please Ripple next time." That being said, here's the good news. This one demonstrates, at the very least, that XRP and Ripple are genuine. The fact that they're concerned about XRP and Ripple at this point just goes to demonstrate how potent technology is. Indeed, do you really believe that 2011 would have occurred if XRP and Ripple were simply some scam firm and if XRP were some worthless digital asset with no utility? The SEC and JP Morgan are directly discussing Ripple in their communications. And XRP clearly not the main reason, though. You would be exchanging those messages. Would be if there was a legitimate reason there, and you genuinely expressed concern. Regarding the disruption to your business caused by guys, take a look at the folks that Ripple is landing with. That's the other issue. People from the Treasury, the Fed, and all these other institutions are not visiting Ripple to take a chance on their professional lives. They are here because they know that our financial system is undergoing a significant transition right now, and they have already noticed the effects spreading like tentacles and ripples. Before we conclude, I would like to mention one more thing about this. Individuals are now genuinely answering the questions. I just thought this was something really interesting because not only does it show that there's a lot of progress, but Ashley Prosper brought up here why the SEC was talking with JP Morgan about Ripple, and XRP and Empower are actually third-party organizations that have the lawyers and legal resources to actually sue the SEC and get these documents that should be made public. Taking place in the background to truly understand why the SEC pursued Ripple and XRP, but everything we see daily shows that even though there might be a lot of NDAs and play concealing a lot of information we are constantly seeing, it really kind of counters this narrative that Ripple and XRP are just some small startup companies not really making disruptions. The relationship between Ripple and XRP is one of those things that only very large, very powerful, very significant corporations would have. So let me move on and quickly discuss a case that the SEC recently won and is currently trending on X. I just wanted to quickly cover it. In essence, the SEC is portraying this as a victory, even though one of the judges in a preliminary opinion titled Certain Digital Asset Securities Don't Worry About XRP was never mentioned in the case, claiming that securities could even be found among the assets on secondary markets. Now that this person is receiving a lot of attention, I just want to explain why I don't think it matters at all. Ultimately, there will be some judges who are nothing more than political hacks. There will be those judges who merely want to do the right thing. And specific judges will be assigned to you. Yes, everyone knows the technology, but I'm not as knowledgeable about it as we are. Judges will be involved, who are very knowledgeable about technology, capable of rendering excellent decisions, and everything in between, so placing a great deal of weight on the opinion of a single judge is appropriate, particularly when the decision is preliminary and doesn't make sense in the end. Congress or the Supreme Court will decide whether or not a digital asset qualifies as a security. But in both cases, one thing is certain: the digital assets themselves cannot be referred to as securities. Nothing about a digital asset makes it susceptible to security risks. Nothing concerning a digital asset exists. Trading in what ought to be a security on the secondary market, and even the individuals who is referring to them as securities? Here's Gary, they're not securities. That's Gary Gensler, who claims that XRP is a bridge currency. Before him visiting the SEC, therefore not even the individuals attempting to classify digital assets as securities genuinely believe that they are securities. I doubt that digital assets can be referred to as securities going forward. This isn't going to be a quick fix, is it? We won't have a decision right away saying that no digital asset will ever be a security. There will be unexpected delays. We'll see occasional minor setbacks along the route, but overall, I believe the trend is already clear: digital assets like XRP won't be considered securities, regardless of whether Congress orders a federal court in a state or the Supreme Court to rule otherwise. It isn't really important, in my opinion. Long-term trends indicate that the cryptocurrency industry will continue to benefit from the most victories, and this trend won't stop anytime soon. The SEC may win a few minor battles along the way, but ultimately, the story ends with the SEC losing this case and XRP and digital last not being securities. Now, let's talk about this. About a few numbers quickly, because I believe you'll find this to be quite fascinating. This chart was one of the charts we were discussing on the channel the other day, am I right? This is a constant comparison between Bitcoin and XRP that you can see here. After a tremendous surge by Bitcoin, XRP quickly followed suit and went on a tremendous exponential run to catch up in terms of price performance. We are currently waiting for that run to occur and for XRP to catch up, and I am very confident that this will happen soon. XRP reached $2. The claim that the Ripple SEC lawsuit is keeping XRP back doesn't really make sense in the middle of the case, in my opinion, if XRP is still capable of hitting $2. Judge Torres had not even publicly declared that XRP is not a security. Without actually looking at any figures, I don't think there is any reason why XRP couldn't simply fly beyond the $2 level and catch up to the price performance of Bitcoin, given the knowledge we currently have that it is not a security. It's challenging without consulting any data to determine how near that event we truly are, but Chad Steingraber is offering some extremely intriguing information about this, and what we can observe is that things are actually beginning to pick up in terms of XRP inflows. We were only making roughly $500,000 a week a few weeks ago, coming into XRP, and we witnessed net inflows of 2.5 million just last week. As more individuals become aware that XRP is the cryptocurrency best prepared for institutional use to truly push this market to the next level, we are witnessing a gradual increase in inflows into the platform. The net inflows into XRP are gradually increasing, exactly as we would anticipate when it begins to catch up. Guys, regarding the price performance of Bitcoin, the big institutions have recently entered this asset class in a significant way and are blowing up these markets. XRP has surged tremendously every time Bitcoin has had a significant upswing. As of right now, we can see that value is beginning to flow. Blame me out, folks. It will eventually reach a stage where XRP will experience exponential growth. I sensed something while staring. We are much closer to that time than many people realize, based on these charts. Guys, it might happen at any time now. Now, any week, but the volume will increase. The underlying fluxes are exhibiting it. It will eventually appear on the charts. It is only a matter of time. I want to thank all of the guys for coming. If you did produce this update, I hope you enjoyed it. Liking and subscribing indeed have a big impact.